Hey guys, so I'm back with another video. This is not really an update because nothing's really has changed. Still pregnant. So I just kind of wanted, you guys just saw that, didn't you? I just wanted to go over what I did to conceive this cycle. As many of you know, my husband and I were trying for 18 months. That's a year and a half. That's a year and a half of, I mean, it was fun trying, don't get me wrong, but that's a long time for someone who's my age. And I will be 26 next month. So, needless to say, I could not find a provider to write me a prescription for Clomid at all. I mean, I swear, here in Northern California, it is impossible to get your hands on that drug. Oh, excuse me. Anyways, so I did a lot of research online, and I know in one of my other videos, my ovulation test progression, I did go over what I did to make myself ovulate. So this is kind of just another review of that. It's pretty much like my soy cycle in review. But God, I'm so gassy. I just keep burping, and all I'm drinking is this cranberry juice and this water. I'm not even drinking soda. Anyways, so let's go over what I took. Okay, and this is my disclaimer. I'm throwing a disclaimer out there, you guys. So, disclaimer, I am not a medical provider. I did go to school to become a medical assistant. I did graduate. I did get my certificate, and I do work in a doctor's office, but I am not a medical provider. What worked for me might not work for you. So you're just watching this video just because, for informational purposes, I guess. Like I said, what works for me might not work for you. So that is my disclaimer. So if you decide to take these herbs that I took to ovulate and conceive, take it at your own risk, okay? Okay. So first thing I took was Provera. Now, I did get Provera from one of the providers that works in my clinic. If you guys don't know what Provera is, it is pretty much like birth control. It's like progesterone. You take one pill for 7 days, and then you stop taking it, and you'll start a period. And that's exactly what I did. I took one pill for 7 days, and 2 days later, I started my period, and I had a flow for 6 days. And it was a heavier flow than I was used to. So that was new for me. But I was also like, okay, cool, I'm actually having a cool period, you know? I mean, actually, like, no periods are cool, I'm sorry. But for some people who have irregular cycles, it's like, hallelujah, I got a period. I'm just kidding. But, so anyways, back to the story. I ended up getting my menstrual cycle, and that lasted for 6 days. Now, the first day of my cycle, so the first day you start bleeding, I started taking evening Primrose Oil. And I didn't bring the bottles with me, but I printed out pictures. So I'm going to show you. So I started taking this stuff, evening Primrose Oil, and I took one of those 3 times a day. So one with every meal, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And what evening Primrose Oil does is it increases your cervical mucus. And as you know, I'm looking at my notes, okay? So bear with me. So as you guys know, your cervical mucus is necessary for allowing the sperm to swim freely through the cervix. So I took about 500 milligrams 3 times a day until ovulation. You do not want to take evening Primrose Oil after ovulation. And I talk a lot with my hands. I know this. I'm sorry. I'm just going to sit on them. No, I can't sit on them. Anyways, it also has a lot of other beneficial uses. It's really good for PMS symptoms. So if you're not trying to conceive, I don't know why you're watching this video, but hey, to each their own. But if you're not trying to conceive, it's really good for PMS symptoms. So it'll help with all that PMS stuff you get. And it's really good for your skin. Like if you have acne, I'm not going to say it clears up your acne like acne treatment, but over time it really is good for your skin. It's also good for like hair loss and all that stuff. Go look it up on Google. I'm a Google queen. I just didn't want to write everything down. Go look it up on Google. It has a lot of benefits in it. Okay, so that's the first thing I took, and I took that from cycle day 1 until cycle day 10. Even though I ovulated on cycle day 16, I stopped taking it at cycle day 10 just because I started my OPKs on cycle day 11. Like I started testing for ovulation on CD 11. So, I just stopped at 10 because I was like, whatever. It probably won't work anyways. But it did. Okay. The second thing I took was this. Can you guys see that? Soy isoflavones. And this picture says 80 milligram tablets. The bottle that I have at home was 40 milligram tablets. So if you already have regular menstrual cycles, you probably don't want to try soy isoflavones. It could mess up your cycles. I have always had irregular cycles. I did not start my first menstrual cycle until I was 16 years old, so I was a very late bloomer in life. And from the time I started my periods, they were always irregular. I remember at 17 years old being on my period for like 2 months straight. I mean, just bleeding for 2 months straight. I remember one time I had to go to the bathroom and just sit. I mean, this is a TMI, but I remember one time I had to go to the bathroom and sit on the toilet for probably a good half hour because it was like a water faucet was on and I couldn't stop it. It was crazy. It scared me to death. And I'm not even gonna get into my parent. Not my mom. My mom's the same. But no, I was living with my dad and my stepmom at the time, and they didn't even take me to the doctor or anything, so I didn't know what was going on. Anyways, back to the story. So if you have regular cycles, maybe don't take soy, or research it a little bit more. Don't just take my word for it, okay? Soy acts like a natural clomid. It blocks the receptors in your brain, telling your brain to produce more estrogen, which in turn makes you ovulate. Okay, so my problem was I never ovulated. I was always taking ovulation tests and they were always coming out positive or almost positive. But I really wasn't ovulating. And I was like, why am I getting positive ovulation tests if I'm not even ovulating? But hey, you know, my body be cray cray. So I took the soy. I took 120 milligrams of the soy from cycle day 2 to 5. So for 4 days, I took 120 milligrams. And I took those at nighttime after I ate dinner, before I went to bed. And on the 5th day of my cycle, well, the 6th day of my cycle, the 5th day of taking the soy, I took 200 milligrams. So I bumped it up to give my, body an extra oomph, you know? I just want to push that egg out. So I took 200 milligrams. Now, you never want to take more than 200 milligrams of soy because that could have the total opposite effect on your body and just be really harmful for you. So never take any more than 200 milligrams if you're going to take it. But like I said, do your own research, come to your own conclusions before you try any of this, because I'm not a doctor. So that's what I did. I took the evening primrose oil, I took the soy, or I took the Provera to get me a period, and I ovulated on cycle day 16, and I got my big fat positive on June 14th, 2015 though. So today I am 4 weeks and 3 or 4 days pregnant. My due date is February 23rd, 2015. I'm so excited. My next doctor's appointment is Wednesday. I'm gonna look at my calendar real quick. June 24th at 3 o'clock. So that doctor's appointment is just to go in. I think they're gonna do my pelvic exam, my breast exam, which I don't even want them touching my boobs because they are so sore. I just wanna cry when I take my bra off. It's insane. But they're going in to, like I said, probably do my pelvic exam, breast exam, all that stuff. They're going to set up my appointment to draw my blood, and they're also going to set up an appointment to do my first ultrasound. And I believe I'm having my first ultrasound at 6 weeks because I am considered high risk because of my LEAP procedure. And I know I've covered all this in past videos, but I wanted to put everything into one. And I'm sorry this video is a little bit longer than I wanted it to be, but I hope you guys have a fabulous day. I love all of you, and if you have any questions, leave a comment down below. Like this video if you want me to keep making more, and if you haven't already, why don't you just go ahead and click that subscribe button. Also, I'm gonna stand real quick and do a little belly shot. None of this is baby, this is all fat, but this is just like for me, like I just want to see my belly grow. Okay. Okay, so here's my belly. Here's my belly, like that. Okay, I'm gonna lift my shirt up. Don't judge. Don't judge me. Okay. So here's my, and I had a belly button ring, but I took it out. Okay, and don't make fun of my love handles. This is gross. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, so here's my belly. 4 weeks and 3 or 4 days. I can't remember. So, okay. Okay, you guys. Have a great weekend. Toodles.